Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So I want to talk to you about a device that I'm actually planning on getting once it's available in the market. I don't know anything about the pricing yet, but it is a very eclectic device, and as the title of the video says, it's the Asus Zenfone 3 Ultra. Now this is the bigger of the three phones that they announced today. They've announced a 5.5 inch 1080p, a 5.7 inch 1080p. And then they announced this beautiful 6.8 inch 1080p display with a body of like 6.9 millimeters. That is just amazing. So what's so different about this phone? It's got a 4600 milliamp hour battery, 6.8 inch display, as I just stated to you, 4 gigs of RAM, and a 23 megapixel camera. Now with that processor that comes in there, it's actually the Snapdragon 652, which I think is going to be a very powerful processor. Think about an 810 that can perform very, very smooth, and that's kind of what you would think of when you think about the 652 processor. But let's take a different look, a little bit more deeper into the camera on the Zenfone 3 Ultra. It has a f2.0 laser phase detection autofocus, optical image stabilization with 4-axis, and then dual LED, which is dual tone flash. This is going to be really important. And the front camera actually is a f2.0, and it's an 8 megapixel, and it shoots in 1080p. So you should get some really good quality with this particular device. What's another important thing about this phone? You can get the option of 128 gigs. So if you look at the presentation for this phone, they'll tell you up to 256 gigs. Well, what they're saying is you can actually get a 128 gig SD card, put it in there with the 128 gig that's on board. But I mean, it is what it is, but you can put a 200 gig card in there. So it does have the Adreno 510, and that is going to be, for the GPU, it's going to be really nice. It's got a fingerprint reader, obviously. It comes with Android 6.0.1. It does have dual speakers, so on the advertisement, it has 24-bit audio too for the headphone jack. Dual band Wi-Fi. These things are important. It's going to have a built-in FM radio, USB Type-C 1.0 reversible, and it has USB on the go. Now, with such a big phone like this, the size of it, here are the dimensions. Now, you think about another phone that's about this size or even bigger. 186 by 93 by 6.8. Now, another eclectic part about these phones that they brought to the market is that there are no antenna lines. Absolutely none on these phones. That is just going to be a fantastic feature. Of those three phones, I know there has to be one that you're interested in. I'm personally interested in the new Zenfone 3 Ultra. Because it's such a big phone, and it'll still be pocketable, and it'll be something that's not too big or too uncomfortable to hold with my size hands. And obviously this is going to be too big for a lot of people, but there's hardly no bezels around the screen, so this should be really interesting. But coming in at 6.8 in millimeters in thickness, you probably won't even be able to tell that it's that big of a device. Corning Gorilla Glass 4 with a 10 fingers on the screen for touch. This is going to be very nice, man. I mean, SD card slots, really should be a really impressive camera. It has the USB Type-C FM radio. That 4600 milliamp hour battery is going to be really nice. Another important feature about this phone is Quick Charge 3.0, which in this phone gives you 60% in 45 minutes. That's going to be killer, which is fast charging. There's no release date on any of these phones. When you watch their promo videos, it just says head over to asus.com for more, but I couldn't find anything on asus.com with the link that they gave in the videos. No word of any kind of LTE for the US on this particular model, but Wi-Fi 5 gigahertz is in full effect. I'll take some HSPA plus and 3G, because that's what this phone will pick up. If they just don't have LTE in this model, I'll get at least HSPA plus on T-Mobile, and possibly 3G. Let me see, is it 850? Yeah, 850 is on there, so possibly LTE on my T-Mobile. So on my AT&T, I'm sorry. So this is going to be actually really killer. Asus Zenfone 3 Ultra to me was the star of the show. The other phones are nice, however, this phone is just one of a kind. It's just one of those phones that, you know, if you're a techie or if you're a person into technology, you're probably going to pick this phone up. So it's your man Jay Will. That is the Zenfone 3 Ultra. It just says coming soon. So I'm really hoping that they give us a release date and some kind of pricing. Come on, Asus. Anyway, it's your man Jay Will. I will see you guys in the next video. Which one of the Asus phones were you impressed with? Let's talk about it in the comments. Take care.